Now, when you go house hunting, you expect to be competing with other families who are also looking. But these days, you'll also be up against corporate hedge funds buying and flipping houses in bulk. It's maddening. So we're looking at ways regular folks can compete with corporate flippers for homes. And that's our featured story at the top of the list. Home prices are crazy in hot markets because of supply and demand, and a whole lot of that already low supply is getting bought up by corporate hedge funds.
Corporate buyers, they're just scraping these things and they kind of run a playbook, right?
Correct.
Trevor Halpern, founder of Halpern Residential at North & Co., took me to a house being flipped by a corporation.
Corporations love picking up single-family homes because of the potential for appreciation and cash flow.
Okay, as a buyer, I don't appreciate it at all.
Well, it makes it tough for the consumer.
But there is hope.
There are definitely ways for the regular person to compete against corporations.
We're running down how regular people can compete with corporate flippers. And first things first, understand why corporate offers are so appealing.
Why do sellers want to sell to these faceless, godless, soulless, bloodless corporations?
Yeah. You are often dealing with someone who's paying cash.
Cash in hand means flippers don't have to jump through the hoops that banks impose on borrowers.
You don't have to worry about the buyer's ability to actually get the loan.
So it's fast, it's cash, it's no muss, no fuss, and even though they're the devil, you want to sell to them.
Yeah, sometimes you want to dance with the devil. I mean, if the devil's going to put a big wad of cash in your pocket real quick.
Most of the time when the devil is dancing, it's clogging because of the hooves.
Because of the hooves, yeah.
So as much as possible, fight cash with cash.
The more money you put down, the less risk you pose to a seller.
Even if you can't cover the whole shebang, cash helps because
the appraisal risk goes down because the loan amount goes down.
If the bank had to repossess and sell the house, they recoup a greater percentage of a smaller loan amount. Plus,
you look more secure to the seller, like someone who can either say, as is, I'm not going to ask for any repairs, or if something major comes up, you look like someone that can say, I've got it. I've got the cash to be able to handle this major repair.
Next, compress your timeline.
You want to go with a mortgage bank oftentimes versus a mortgage broker because brokers bundle and sell your information out to banks. They don't have control over the underwriting. A mortgage banker can control the underwriting, can preload you with a pre-approval. Not just a pre-qualification, but hey, we've run them through underwriting. They look good. They're just waiting for a house.
Advanced approval makes you faster.
You can close oftentimes in 21, 25 days. If an investor says, hey, I can do it in 7 to 10, but there's a nice smiling buyer who's really going to buy this house and it's just going to take another 10, 12, 15 days, oftentimes that seller is willing to concede that.
Because finally, your main advantage is to be human.
One of the biggest arrows in the quiver as a consumer against the nameless, faceless corporation is your name and face. And that comes down to communication between agents.
Agents can't provide demographic information, but they can certainly differentiate humans from hedge funds.
Without breaking fair housing laws, I'm always communicating with the agent to let them know I have a real person, a family. Whatever the situation, it humanizes it. It takes the sting out of, well, the devil's got money for us.
Right, eventually they're going to get their money.
They're going to get their money, and at the bottom of it, it looks the same.
How to compete with corporate flippers is at the top of the list.